Okay. Okay, we're gonna try this with this, live stream. I hope it will work, okay? First of all, I want to say thank you to the organizers for inviting us to this event, and also thank you guys for showing up on this presentation. I would like to present myself, and later Camila. Well, Camila, why don't you start? And I'll be, a nice guy and offer you to present yourself, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry couldn't be there in person, but thrilled to be able to do this virtually. I'm Camila Russo. I'm the founder of The Defiant and the author of The Infinite Machine. The Infinite Machine was the first book written on the history of Ethereum, and it's the most read book on the history of Ethereum so far. So very proud about that. And now we're going to tell you all about how this book is becoming a movie and an NFT collection. So now I'll let Alejandro, who is leading the film side of things, introduce himself.
Okay, thank you, Camila. My name is Alejandro Miranda. I've been a film producer for the last 20 years. I've been working for major international companies like Paramount, Universal, Warner for a long, long time. And I decided to create my own company like 16 years ago. So we were able to produce and distribute many films around Europe and the US market too. So the story about, what the book is about, even though Camila is here and she can tell more about that, you all guys, I think you know what the Infinite Machine book is. It's a story about Vitalik Buterin, a gifted 19-year-old guy who, commanded a group of people to create and build this world computer, a decentralized network, capable of being, the base, the layer of everything else, everything what developers could dream about. So the story really unfolds about, these chaotic beginnings that all startups have, also the challenges they face, the token sale, the crowdfunding, the regulations, the Wall Street interest, all these many, many, many things around that. The huge egos of the founders, the massive wealth, the dreams of changing the world. So, even though many of you are not an expert on the film industry and the production side, you can see perfectly that this has the main characteristic for a good film, okay? It has like all these good things that it could make a good film. As a producer, we are always, looking for the good story. We always have an eye on successful books, and the story about the book about that Camila wrote, The Infinite Machine, is a really amazing book. So since the beginning, we tried to, it was not our intention to make a small film. We didn't thought about this small, tiny, independent film that it could, build or produce in Europe, for example. I'm from Spain. We were not thinking about the Spanish market, or we were not thinking about, doing something tiny. Since the beginning, we have the idea of making the big as possible. And since I was able to produce films in the US, we immediately decided to pitch the film to the Hollywood guys. And again, you can imagine scot-free. It's really Scott's company. I guess most people know who Ridley Scott is. It's the Blade Runner, the Alien, the Gladiator, the Top Gun, the Gucci, that's the guy, okay? Those are our partners in order to make the film. And they immediately saw the potential of the book and how well the book was written and how, the book tells the story about Ethereum. So actually, to be completely honest, they knew about the book. One of the producers there knew about the book, so they jump into the story like really, really fast. And they're super excited about the film because of the story, okay? If we add the layer of the crypto thing and the NFTs, they are also even more excited about it, okay? But when you have a partner like this, you know that you're going to make a film that is going to have a huge impact. It's going to be easy for us to pitch the film to main actors, actresses. We are going to be able to distribute the film worldwide without having many issues in terms of how to sell the film. I did that in the past with a couple of films, and the guys were not as big as Scot-Free. Now with Scot-Free, we know that we're going to have a worldwide distribution, and the cast is going to be amazing. And actually, the production company who is going to produce the film, it's us with them, but obviously the film is going to be shot by them. So in terms of the quality, the quality is going to be a huge quality film. So I think, Camila, from this point, I think you can take it and talk about how we are building all these NFT campaign. And I'm going to be here by the side, so anything you need, just let me know, okay?
Okay. That was, great presentation on what we are trying to do with the movie. For me, it still kind of feels a little bit unreal that this is actually happening, that this major Hollywood producer is making a movie about the Infinite Machine. I am absolutely thrilled, and as Alejandro said, the goal from the start was to bring story of Ethereum to the mainstream audience, and that was the goal with my book as well. When I started writing The Infinite Machine, I wanted to write it in a way that anyone could pick up the book and understand it and enjoy it, even if they had never heard about the word Ethereum. And so the book was meant for a mainstream audience, and so the movie it also goes along those lines. And there's something about movies, right, that they just can inspire and kind of touch us in a way that books and other mediums can't. The way that they are, they come to us through kind of different senses. And so I think, the book, I think that what makes me most proud about it is just the amount of people that come to me and say, I got into crypto, I got into Ethereum, I started building dApps after reading your book. That's, has been the most amazing thing to hear. But I think a movie can have an even greater reach, and has the potential of inspiring a lot more people. So very excited about that. And so because I think this has the potential to be something big, if we do it right, to bring in a new wave of interest to crypto and to Ethereum. And this can be, and that's our aim, that it will be the first really major mainstream feature film about crypto. So we're thinking kind of the social network of crypto. The goal from the start was to do this big project about Ethereum with the Ethereum community. So one of the reasons I went with Alejandro and Versus Entertainment was, one, because they were very passionate about crypto. They had read the book, they got it, and they wanted me to be a part of the project. So they invited me on as executive producer. So I was privileged to be a part of the early conversations about fundraising. And so in those conversations, we decided from the start, this is a movie about Ethereum. It should be done together with the Ethereum community and using Ethereum technology. So this was early last year. NFTs were booming, and it just made a lot of sense. Like, let's bring in the community through NFTs to help us fund the film as much as we can. So we started kind of brainstorming what's the right way to do this? Like, we want this to be a meaningful NFT project, something that really makes sense, that really fits our purpose. And so I reached out to one of the guys who had been involved in the very early Ethereum community, who had been involved in designing the Ethereum logo, Gianni, and he's part of the Cuban artist community. And so we decided that instead of having him design the NFTs by himself, we brought in together with Gladys, who is the curator of the project, who's a professor in the University of Havana. She actually lives there in Cuba. We decided to bring in a group of 36 artists from Cuba, but from also other emerging nations who created the art for this project. And for me, that's just a beautiful part of this whole story. As you probably, or maybe not from my accent, I'm from Latin America. I'm Chilean. I lived in Argentina for many years. If you read The Infinite Machine, you'll know my deep connection with Argentina. That's how I learned about crypto and kind of instantly got why it's revolutionary. So for me, it was important to just, if we had the chance to have the Infinite Machine NFT collection be a platform for artists in emerging nations who really stand the most to gain from this technology, then we should be all about that. So we brought in these 36 artists who created they each created 10 different versions of the Ethereum logo, and then we combined those versions. We cut them in tiles, and we combined them programmatically to make a collection of 10,499 pieces. And that number refers to EIP 1559, by the way. But that's how kind of the art of the collection came about. So, from the start, like each step of the way, we've been thinking very deeply about making this a collection that makes sense. And together with funding the movie, that's the main purpose of selling these NFTs. Most of the proceeds go to funding the movie. The rest goes to supporting the artists. So artists get around 20% of proceeds. That was very, very important to us as well, that artists get compensated for the work that they do. And then a small percentage also goes to a community treasury that will later be controlled by NFT holders in a DAO. So that's kind of what the funds of the NFTs raised by the NFTs do. But beyond that, they have other utility for holders. And the idea is for NFTs to be a kind of backstage pass into the film. So you get all these perks about participating in the film directly, being an extra, appearing in the credits, and so on. So I think we're creating something very special. I think it's one of the first experiments to do this. So we're learning as we go. And we invite you all to participate and learn with us and really make history with this movie.
Thank you, Camila.
Thank you, Camila. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro and Camila. I think we're going to have to stop there.
I guess you don't let us have any questions, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll thank our speakers and open it up for a couple of questions, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I don't know if there's any questions. Thank you. Sorry? Well, here they are asking when we are going to release the movie. Unfortunately, it's not as fast as many people think. It's a 2-year period. Right now we are writing the script. And from there we will go stage by stage. Let's say like 2 years from now it will be released. Thank you.
Well, if there are any questions, we invite you to speak with Alejandro as he exits the stage. Thank you again very much to both of you. Thank you for dialing in, Camila.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Camila. Bye. Thank you.